Hey, what's going on, team? It's Ricky with TechBud Solutions, and I wanted to go live so we can break down some of the top 10 stocks that some of you guys might see value in for this upcoming week. I have my handy dandy profit notebook. I'm going to take a couple personal notes, just depending on the stocks that we break down. If I see any value beyond them being just average stocks, I'm going to make sure that I save them and then follow up with them, especially if I want to invest in them. So one of the things that if you ever want to tune on into one of these live sessions, all you literally have to do is subscribe to the channel and turn on that little post notification, that little bell. It will alert you anytime that I go live. One of my favorite things about these live sessions, it's simply a way for me to break down the top stock that you see value in. Also, if you're absolutely brand new to the market and you want to get connected with other like-minded traders and investors, the first link in the description of this video will send you on over to our free trading group chat. So if you've been wanting to join, then again, make sure that you guys join other people that are just getting started, and that's that first link in the description. Let's go ahead and get right into it. If you guys want me to break down your top stock, all you literally have to do is in the live chat, you guys should be able to see the live chat, I think, on your right-hand side. Just make sure that you add your ticker symbol or whatever stock you would like me to break down. So it looks like we're already getting started. Let's go ahead and see what I can find. So we got Rico Fernandez. What's going on, my guys? So CBIO. Let me go ahead and break that one down. So this is a biotech. This is my personal preference. I'm very open with how I break things down, meaning that I love sharing my 2 cents, what I actually think about the stock. But with that being said, I will never, overwhelm you with my opinion. I feel like a lot of people on YouTube do that. I know that there's a lot of different ways on how you can make money in the market. I just simply like to share my 2 cents, but I never am here to convince you to do or not to do something. You're an adult, hold yourself accountable based off of whatever it is that where you want to put your money. So I like to focus on criteria. I feel like most of the time it makes it easier as a trader and as an investor right off the bat. And again, Rico Fernandez, I'm sure that you can agree that this probably is not a stock that I want to buy and hold. It's not a stock that I want to invest in. You might scratch your head and be like, well, Ricky, how and why would you say that? Well, looking at previous patterns for the past year, it's been consistently selling off to the point where it's began trading at 35 cents a share. And I know why you're bringing it up, because in the past couple of days, it went from 35 or 40 cents a share all the way up to $1.47. And the crazy thing about that is that is a 300% return. So I am aware of why you're bringing it up. Let me give you a perfect example of this. I know a lot of people won't like this. Remember AMC? Remember GME? Those were glorified pump and dumps, meaning that they went up and guess what happened after? They crashed. When the hype and the news and the relevance dies out, when it fades, when it's no longer the thing everyone is talking about, there's less demand. There's less buying pressure. And that's where naturally the stock will begin to dip. And just as quick as it gained 300%, it will drop just as quick, meaning that the downside risk is pretty high. One of the things that I always like to preach to all of our beginner traders is to make sure that the risk to reward ratios are in your favor, that your upside outweighs your downside. That's all we can simply do as investors and as traders, making sure that we put ourselves in a position to succeed, right? It's not that we have to be right every single time, but that the times that we choose to take action, that the numbers are in our favor. And as of right now, because of how much this has gapped up, the rally has already happened. And yes, although it could continue, today, based off of yesterday's performance, we saw no continuous uptrend. We did not break previous highs, which means that based off of yesterday's volume and today's volume, we could already see the demand beginning to fade, just like we did with AMC and with GME. In my opinion, this is a perfect example of a pump and dump, a stock that shoots up for a short period of time and that will quickly correct itself, and it's viewed as a high risk, high reward. In my opinion, this is something that I would personally not want to partake in myself. But again, Does it mean that you can't ever trade stocks like this? No. If you would have asked me about this stock yesterday, right at market open, although it was already up, if direction is in your favor and you see that momentum is in place, it doesn't mean that it's not risky, but at least the direction and the momentum is in your favor. There's a difference, right? I'm all about momentum trading. If you understand that it's a quick get in and get out, it's not a buy and hold. It's not, I'm going to buy here and hold it for a couple of days. There's a completely different intention in my eyes when it comes down to trading high risk, high reward type of plays. Very similar to AMC and to GME. It makes sense when people take advantage of those short-lived opportunities for just either a couple of minutes or a couple of days when direction is in your favor. But as soon as it begins to show signs of a resistance, don't be greedy. Don't be afraid to lock in profits. That's my opinion. So we got Umar. Direction and momentum is in your favor. Take notes, guys. Man's dropping facts upon facts today. I appreciate that, my guys. So let's go ahead and break down the next one. So we got SOFI. That was actually quite a bit of a breakdown, but I just wanted to make sure that you guys had a full understanding why I wouldn't trade it right now. I normally don't even trade momentum stocks too often. I have traded AMC before, but I'm a quick get in, get out. I used to make videos all the time. The whole AMC people and GME people would get super offended because I would day trade AMC because I wouldn't hold it for their movement. I don't know if you've noticed, AMC is trading at $10 a share. I used to trade it when it was at $30 or $40 a share. There's a reason we lock in profits, so we don't bag hold like the rest of the people that just don't have the experience we do in the market. So we got SOFI with a consistent descending pattern. SOFI is like many other tech stocks as of right now. It's just been getting destroyed. And if we look at this on the 1-day chart, I do see what you are looking at where it's testing the resistance level at the EMA line. I just, based off of previous patterns, I see why you're paying attention to it, but there's no indication of a recovery. As of right now, I would either have a very, very light position, meaning a fraction of what you would normally want to invest into this, and or set alerts and stay cash, meaning that you don't have to take a trade right now. One of the things that I love to encourage our beginner investors and our beginner traders is that the past 5 months have been pretty bloody for the market. Why are we trying to predict the bottom of the market, right? My job, yes, it's to upload new videos every single day here on YouTube and keep you guys up to date. But with that being said, I also love to remind you that sometimes patience is one of the most key factors in not timing the market, because it's not about that, right? You're never going to time the market perfectly, but at least you put yourself in a position that is easier to tolerate. With understanding that there's great upside potential on SOFI, 220%. Be realistic with yourself. Even if you capture half of that, this is something that I always share with my Learn Plan Profit traders. Whatever your ROI potential is from a perfect trade, cut that in half. Get that idea of a perfect trade out of your head. Even 100% ROI, meaning that you can get in at $10, right? You don't have to be perfect, but at least it's beginning to trade above EMA at $10, or at least it's beginning to indicate signs of an uptrend. And even if it does begin to make a recovery, you can lock in profits early without being a perfect trader, without having a perfect entry, without having a perfect exit. It's not about being perfect, right? It's about taking advantage of opportunities that simply make sense. And if I can encourage you to do one thing so you don't make the mistake like many others, is set alerts, create effective and small watch lists that are curated based off of your criteria, and follow up with them. Hold yourself accountable. It's not about buying right now. It's about buying when it makes sense. So be ready to strike, right? Let's go ahead and move on to the next one. So we got ticker symbol CVE. Let's go ahead and break this one down. I appreciate that, Umar. So CVE. Alrighty, so this is an energy company. Energy has been absolutely killing it. And I think that was one of your quick little summaries of it. Stock has been on an uptrend for months. I believe that this stock has the potential, but the RSI is not oversold. You mean it's overbought, right? Because RSI is very overextended on CVE, right? On the 4-hour time frame, let me check this out. Yeah, it's nearly at all-time highs. So this one's a little bit different. This is one of very few companies. It's kind of like it's kind of energy, right? But it's oil. Is it CVX? I think it's CVX. It's Chevron. Oil right now is nearly at all-time highs. If not, it might be at all-time highs. We can actually, it has to be CVX, right? Yeah, Chevron. Chevron is nearly at all-time highs. My issue with this is, first off, Umar, you're doing an amazing job focusing on stocks that are bullish. That's going to make it easier for you to make money in this market, right? Direction is in your favor. They don't make the most money, but they're consistent and direction is in your favor. With that being said, because it's so overbought, looking at the MACD, looking at the RSI, I would just expect a little bit of a pullback. It looks like CVE tends to validate this EMA line as a generalized support level. It's never perfect. Sometimes it drops a little bit lower, but that would be my ideal entry. If I could choose when to enter something like CVE, it's when it's pulling back to the EMA line, it finds its support, and then it begins to recover. When everyone else is selling, that's when I want to buy, and then when it begins to recover, you can add more to your position and ride the rally. I just would hate for you to buy with everything right now. It pulls on back, and then you have no more to buy, and then now you're just waiting for this entire cycle of this stock to recover. You're doing a great job with the overall direction. You're doing a great job focusing on stocks that are consistently bullish. Now, I would just focus on the deal part, right? If you want to get in now, that's fine. Just make sure that you watch your position size. That's my only suggestion for you. That's at least something that I would personally look out for. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one. Friendly reminder, please, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure that you guys subscribe. And also, if you guys like these videos, I'd love to make more of them. All you literally have to do is drop a thumbs up if you feel like we earned it. I appreciate it. Let's go ahead and do the next one. So TTD. All right, so the trade desk, I've definitely watched this one before. The trade desk is like many other companies right now. Dang, trade desk is down 18% on the day. Wow, it's nearly at a 52-week low, so that's pretty significant. Now, if I were to ask you, so everyone that's spamming the chat, if I were to ask you, is TTD a stock that I want to buy right now to make money, or is it a stock that I could potentially buy now and make money later down the road? Is it a stock that I want to trade right now, or is it a stock that I potentially want to invest in when it begins to recover? What would you guys say for TTD? What is current direction telling us, right? What is the current price point based off of previous highs telling us? If I want to make money right now, is this going to be my stock? Buy now, make money later. The reason I say this is because we always just talk about the stocks that we want to make money with right now, right? But we have to realize that the market, first off, market direction is not in our favor for most of tech stocks, right? And with that being said, it's not that none of these tech stocks are worth buying, because a lot of them might be, right? If anything, we talk about this all the time. Every previous recession is viewed as an opportunity, but every current pullback is viewed as too risky of a time to invest. It's a concept that is almost laughable because it's true. Every time that you look back and you're like, dang, I should have invested more. But right now that the market's selling off, you're like, hey, stay cash, don't buy anything. You're going to lose everything. Do you get what I mean? But it's all about your intention. If your intention is to make money right now, I would agree with you that this probably is not a good stock to buy right now. If your intention is to make money right now or tomorrow, for what is this? The end of or the beginning of November. It's been selling off and it's been making lower highs and lower lows. I don't know how much lower this can go. Can it continue to sell off? Of course, we can set our alerts and just make sure that we stay up to date, right? It can 100% continue to sell off. But it's when it begins to recover that's when I can choose to take action. Let's go ahead and break down quickly what the ROI potential is, right? I'm going to calculate the ROI from where we're at right now based off of previous highs, 160%. I'm going to calculate the ROI if we wait for the break above the EMA line. So that's at $59. Not a perfect trade, right? And I'm going to put it at not a perfect exit. I'm going to put it to sell at $100 and an entry at nearly $60. That's a 68% return for a not so perfect trader. So yes, I do see potential on TTD. But we need to break this bearish pattern. Do you see this? These lower highs, this descending channel. It's a textbook pattern, right? It's a textbook descending pattern. It's making lower highs and lower lows. Direction is simply not in your favor. Make it easy for yourself. If it begins to indicate signs of a recovery, ease into the position. Watch that position size. The more it makes you money, the more confidence you can average up into it. That simple, right? Let it bleed. The more it sells off, the cheaper you can get it. Why are you in such a rush to pay top dollar for a stock that is still simply selling off? That's the way that I look at it, right? It's a simple way that you can look at things that can make it easier for you to understand. That can make it easier for you to understand why it's so important to stay patient more now than ever before. Let's go ahead and break that down. I'd love to break that one down for you. Can you break down Kroger, ticker symbol KR? Again, if you guys want me to break down your stock, make sure you post it in the live chat and make sure you drop a thumbs up. I'm actually really happy that you brought up Kroger. I meant to follow up with this one. People love to ask, hey, Ricky, what does a stock look like that's showing signs of a recovery? Not that it has to recover, but that it's showing signs of a recovery. First, I like to focus on stocks that are bullish for a big period of time. This is the past year of Kroger, right? Higher highs and higher lows. So direction is in our favor. It recently sold off. It sucks for everyone that bought up here. But guess what? For people like you and I, it's great because we're able to get it for a good deal. Kroger was testing the moving average as a support level. People love to say that indicators are useless. I do agree that indicators are never perfect. Never. There's no such thing as an indicator that is perfect. But the more that someone validates an indicator, the more and more true it is, right? And we can see every time, almost like textbook, right? It sells off, finds its support, begins to recover. Sells off, finds its support, begins to recover. Sells off, finds its support, begins to show signs of a recovery. The MACD is beginning to curl back up, so is the RSI. This is where it would begin to almost make sense to start taking a position size. So let's say that I plan to go in with $1,000. I wouldn't buy $1,000 right now because guess what? It could push up and then it can just get rejected once again at the EMA line. I want to ease into my position. Why am I in such a rush to buy a stock? Why? Because I'm emotional? Because I'm not disciplined? Keep it simple, right? Let it make you money, and the more money it makes you, the more that you can fuel it. Simple, right? I have all my alerts already set up on this. I've personally have been watching Kroger. You can see that it's already in my watch list. So I'm very happy that you brought this up. But do I think that it has to recover right away? Of course not. But I like its history. I like how it tends to trade. No other, to my understanding, person likes to talk about Kroger. Why? Well, because it's not a super high growth tech company. And trust me, I love tech more than anyone else. But it offers 22% ROI based off of previous highs and current price point. That's not crazy ROI, but guess what? It's consistent, it's reliable, and it's been here at least for the past year, and it's been super, super bullish. I think that's valuable. I think that's worth taking into consideration. But again, that's just me. Let's go ahead and continue to break some down. Where are we at with all the ones we've broken down? We've literally only broken down 4, right? Have I only broken down 4? Yeah, 4 different. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My bad, 5. We're halfway there. Again, make sure that if you want me to break down your stock, you drop a thumbs up if you feel like we earned it. Also, don't forget to stay connected. We have our free Discord chat. So if you guys like what you see here and you want to connect with other like-minded traders, it's free. If you just want to connect with other like-minded traders, first link in the description of this video. It's our free Discord chat, free trading group chat. Make sure that you guys join. Tesla. All right, we have people spamming Tesla. Let's go ahead and do Procter & Gamble. Let me do Procter & Gamble first. I feel like we haven't broken that one down in a while. Procter & Gamble, a very similar setup to Kroger. This one is not as consistent, but it is there, right? This one's a little bit more volatile. It aggressively sold off. It looks like it hit lows of about 140, and now it's beginning to show signs of recovery based off of previous price points. Let's see where it's at right now. From where we're at right now to previous highs, 12%. A lot of other stocks offer much greater ROI, but again, you're not entering or investing into Procter & Gamble to make 3,000%. That's not the point of Procter & Gamble. The point is to put your money in something that has shown consistent signs of an uptrend. And if you like Procter & Gamble, even on the fundamental side, right? Look how it's been killing it. It's been killing it for years. It's been bullish. It's been consistent. It sold off due to the pandemic. It recovered after the pandemic. It made new highs. It sold off. It recovered. It sold off. It recovered, right? It tends to recover. It's bullish. It's consistent. So it's not that you're trying to make the most money by investing in Procter & Gamble. You're simply choosing to invest in it because it's reliable, because it's been there, and because it tends to recover. You might be like, well, no, I'm going to invest in the next Tesla. Well, how great is that going for you right now? You know what I mean? It's like, choose your battles. I'm all about the high risk, high reward type of investments. I love tech stocks. But also, it's good to have something that's consistent more now than ever before. Do you guys agree? I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I'm getting older. That's maybe the age that I'm getting into. I'm getting older. I'm in my late 20s now, guys. Oh man, I'm having a midlife crisis. Let's go ahead and break down Tesla since you guys asked me to break it down. Tesla made new lows today. We are literally at the lows that we were. Oh, this is what we talked about. So I went live today. I trade live with our Learn Plan Profit group every morning. And we are at the same price point that Tesla was back at the end of 2020. Check this out, right? Check this out. 2020, we're around that same general area of December of 2020. You know, the crazy thing about this is that, first off, Tesla's going through a lot of stuff because of Elon. A lot of scrutiny, a lot of the removal of the S&P 500. Do I think that this is the bottom of Tesla? No. I think that Tesla can continue to sell off. With that being said, just like any other stock, remove your emotions out of it. Let it bleed. Let the sucker bleed. I'm telling you this as someone that's invested in Tesla. I reduced my position size a little bit. Why? Well, because I want it to bleed so I can get it for a better price. There's so much ROI recovery potential, right? Why rush into it? Stop trying to predict the bottom. It hasn't worked out for the past 6 months, right? Stop like that. That just doesn't work. Allow the opportunity to be in your favor. Set your alerts. If you really see value in it, set your alerts, add it to your watch list, and follow up with it on a consistent basis. That's all we can do now. Fuel it and step on the gas when it makes sense. Not when you want to, not when you think it's cheap, not when you think that, hey, this is the bottom, but when it actually makes sense, when it proves itself to you. Instead of chasing the opportunity, just imagine staying disciplined enough that, hey, Tesla's finally beginning to recover. Now I'll buy it. It's not about being perfect. It's about trading and investing when it makes sense, right? Let's go ahead and move on to the next one. So we got ticker symbol EA. It's in the game. Or what is it? Something like that. EA Sports. It's in the game. All right, so we got ticker symbol EA. This is already approaching previous highs. So this is kind of where I began to kind of ask myself the question of like, hey, you know, when is it not worth it to buy a stock that is uptrending? And I think in the very simplest way that I can like kind of give you guys an example of this is that when the upside potential from 136 to the resistance that we can see that it has so often right around 146, that's a $10 margin. Now, what if EA drops right back down to 109, right? Well, that's a $30 margin. Your upside potential does not outweigh your downside risk. Yeah, you can manage your risk a little bit better. You can manage your risk if we break below the moving average. But this is where I begin to ask myself the question. This just isn't a good enough deal based off of everything else that is being presented for me to take advantage of this, right? With everything else, even Kroger, right? If I compare that with this, I would do Kroger 100% more than this. The risk to reward ratios are in my favor. I like how much more consistent it is. And in my opinion, it's worth the trade. It's worth the investment. That's just me. Let me know what you guys think. So NVIDIA should do a heavy green tomorrow, pre-earnings despite itself. I don't know about that. I love NVIDIA. It's one of the stocks that I have in my main investment watch list. But, you know, I like to be very detached emotionally from my stocks. NVIDIA is bearish right now. It's selling off. And although I want it to recover, let the sucker bleed. Let it bleed. Let it sell off. Ignore the people that continue to feed you the idea of, hey, it's going to recover, even if it has 1 or 2 green days. I don't care, dude. I want it to break above the EMA on the day chart. I want it to show signs of a recovery. I want it to trade above $200. That's what I want. I don't care about your opinion. I don't care about what I hope happens with NVIDIA. Our opinions and our hopes and our desires are irrelevant to the market. I don't know if you've noticed that, right? Very easy to understand. With that being said, it's a tough pill to swallow, but it's true. Stop thinking that we can control the market. We can't. So what can we do? Let the sucker bleed, and when it recovers, take action. That means that you have to be patient and be disciplined enough to follow up with your watch list and your alerts. It takes time, but guess what? There's huge ROI potential to be made, right? This isn't just the 5-10% margin. It's 100% on NVIDIA. I think it's worth it. I think it's worth waiting for. It's on you. The market is brutal right now. No question about it. Market is brutal, right? The thing that I love most about the market conditions right now is that in the past 5 months, people are being taught how important it is to manage your position size and to stay patient with your entry. More now than ever before. It will filter out so many people that will never want to invest in the stock market again. And I think that there's something great about that, because those that do make it, you have been so conditioned to experience the worst of the market that when the market begins to recover like it has and like it always tends to do, it's going to seem like a walk in the park. It's up to you, right? It's not about will the market recover. It's about will you give it the time that it needs for it to actually begin to recover, and will you still be invested? Will you still be active? That's the beautiful part about that. But it's on you. It 100% is on you. There's nothing I can say and do other than try to encourage you to be patient. We don't know how long it's going to be. It is scary. It is challenging. I'm not sugarcoating that. But guess what? There's a lot of money to be made. And yeah, it's not being handed out. It's being earned, right? Every single day with what we have to put ourselves through. That's the beautiful thing about it. That's where the fulfillment follows after the biggest challenge, right? When we overcome those challenges. But that's just something that I'm very excited for. Let's go ahead and break down 2 more. So again, if you guys want me to break down your stock, just make sure that you share it in the live chat. And again, don't forget to drop a thumbs up. Let's go ahead and see what we have. So J&J, Boomer Safe Haven, great chart for sure. Also, don't forget to refresh your screen. So if you guys are just tuning on in, make sure you guys refresh your screen. The first link in the description is our free trading group chat. Make sure that you're aware of that. I'm actually very happy that you brought J&J up. It just recently sold off. It looks like it found its support at 170. It's now trading at 180. Previous highs are at 185. I wouldn't say that it offers the greatest ROI potential, but I think it's something worth learning more about, right? It's consistent. It's bullish. I think it's worth adding to your watch list and maybe following up with it when it sells back off again. Maybe on the next time that it sells off, we can revisit Johnson & Johnson. As of right now, I feel like you just have to know when you kind of missed out on it. But for the sake of it, I'll go ahead and add it to my watch list. So picked up my 911 Targa GTS today. Congrats. I'm personally not the biggest fan of Porsche. I think Porsches are absolutely beautiful and amazing. I just didn't have the best experience with mine, but yours sounds much better than the one I had. So congratulations. Send me pictures if you're in our Discord, or if you guys have me on Instagram. A little heads up, I got my Instagram back. They're already trying to hack me again. My only Instagram account. I have no other Instagram account. I have no crypto fund, no Forex fund, no Bitcoin fund. I don't ever message you through WhatsApp. Those are all fake accounts. I have one Instagram account. It's linked in the description. It says Ricky's Instagram. Click the link. That's my only Instagram. As of right now, I have 194,000 followers, but we'll see how long that one lasts, because They're already trying to hack my account. It's frustrating. I don't understand why they're trying to target me so bad. But yeah, I like Johnson & Johnson. I'm also going to actually really like it. So I'm going to set another break below. And I like what you said, that it's boomer proof, right? In the sense that it's definitely something that we could see more demand of, especially more now than ever before, right? We have to talk about it. How can we not talk about Snapchat? One of the main reasons the market tanked today. Did you guys see this? Imagine waking up and losing 43% of your valuation. Imagine that. Not in a year, not in a couple of months, in 24 hours. Imagine. Look at that. The bloodbath, the horror. This is a perfect example that the cheap can always get cheaper. This is why we encourage you to not predict the bottom of something. It was cheap last week at $22. It was cheap at 37 based off previous highs. It was cheap at 44. Well, now it's at 12, right? The cheap can always get cheaper. Let that sink in. Let this be a reason why you don't chase the bottom of a stock, because it could always get worse. This is why we watch our position size, and this is why we don't try to predict the bottom of a stock. 43% based off of other news outlets. It's one of the main reasons that tech stocks aggressively dropped, and it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that such an irrelevant company brought down the market. It just shows you how weak the market still is. But again, yeah, it's insane. Also, Facebook didn't do too hot either, right? This is a huge red. I mean, look how bearish that is, right? It's almost a perfect example of a stock that you want to short for Snapchat. So Facebook down 7.6%, up a little bit after market hours. Facebook is super cheap. Facebook's getting sued by a DC attorney, something like that. The news just does not stop, right? Of like the stuff that we're hearing now that's affecting the markets. Like, holy moly, man! Like, pick your battles. Alrighty. Wow, people probably made millions shorting it. Yeah, I wonder if anyone had put options. If any of you guys had put options on Snapchat and you made money when it sold off, send me a screenshot. I would love to repost you. But I don't want to take too much of your guys' time. Let me go ahead and just make sure where are we at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yep, over 10 stocks. So I really do appreciate you guys' time. I hope that you guys enjoyed today's live session. I wanted to make up for the Sunday stock talk. Friendly reminder, I am planning on hosting an in-person session at our TechBuds HQ. If you're part of our Learn Plan Profit group, you guys get free access to our HQ, right? So it's the in-person location. We have dual monitor setups. We have private meeting rooms. We have the co-working space. This is all available to our Learn Plan Profit group every single day, not every single day, Monday through Friday from 9:30 to 5 p.m. On Thursday of this week, I plan to host an in-person session, and that's going to be right around 1 p.m. If you guys want to join us, I don't charge for these. You just have to be part of our Learn Plan Profit group, right? So if you're not part of our Learn Plan Profit group already, you guys can join my free Discord, which is the first link down below, and just shoot me a message via Discord if you're ready to join our team. Also, the second link down below, you guys can refresh your screen. It will give you $100 off our Learn Plan Profit 2.0 lesson library. This provides you lifetime access with our A to Z lesson library, my daily live trading sessions, our private LPP group chat, and of course, access to our TechBuds Trading HQ located in Chandler, Arizona. Yes, this is all included, one-time payment right now, $100 off, and that's that second link down below. I really do appreciate you guys' time. I hope that you guys learned something new. Don't forget, we are running another sale at the Shop TechBuds site. That's that fourth link in the description. A simple 25% off the entire store, and the discount code applies automatically at checkout. That's the fourth link down below, or at shoptechbuds.com. Mouse pads, wall art, everything, even your simple trading notebook. So feel free to check it out. Again, everything is linked in the description. Make sure you guys follow me on Instagram. Hope that it earned your thumbs up. Please consider subscribing. And like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take it easy.